Google Groups can be really useful for you for a variety of reasons, including having a message board where students or parents can ask questions, creating contact lists, and some other creative reasons that you might be able to think of. And the way you can get there is by on the main page, if you go to the apps button or the waffle, and the bottom left-hand corner should be groups. It looks like a little tiny blue chat with two people in it. When you click on the groups, it'll open up. And from here, you can either look at the groups you're a part of, you can create new groups. So what I'm going to do for this purpose of this video is I'm going to create a group from scratch. So I'm going to call this sample group, and you'll notice that it's basically making me a group email address as we go forward. That way you can actually add context to this and use that as a mailing list. I can make a group description so that way people know what this group's actually for. So I'm going to put for training. You can put as much detail as you want in there, or at least about 300 some characters worth in there, and you can choose the language. So I'm going to leave that as English since that's the default. And then here you can say what type of list this or group this is going to be. So if I can make it an email list, a web form, Q&A, or collaborative, I think that one of the best ways of using this is for a question and answer forum. That way, if you have students working on a group, they can constantly be using this, and you can moderate this, so it's a little bit easier to use than Google Classroom is on their question function, because that's just basically kids posting to or kids posting to comments on the actual Google Classroom stream, which makes the stream very long. That is very hard to moderate because kids they can post and you won't see it until after they post. You can block them from posting, but on here with Google Groups, you can actually have all of the posts come to you first, and then you can approve them from there. So I'm just going to choose Q&A group. You can invite people. You can have anyone in the organization join. You can ask, or they can ask, or anyone in the organization can ask. So I'm going to put only invited users. That way I can lock this down to a specific class. And then I'm going to hit create. And then this will make my group for me, and it'll give you some info about it. You can invite people, you can customize it, and add some topics and stuff. You'll notice that this shows up in my recently viewed. My sample group is here. And then from here, I can do a whole bunch of stuff. I can add a message. I can make a new question. So I can say question title, what did you learn today? I can attach a file to this. So if I wanted to have a picture of what we did or a video, I can post it there, and then I can make a message. I'm just going to put on here after what did you learn today? I'm going to post down here, post your responses. And I'm going to hit post. So this now added it to my message board. And now once we actually have members in here, they'll be able to click on this and they'll be able to reply. But what we can do is over on the right-hand side, it has my settings, membership and email settings. I can leave the group. I can change a bunch of different stuff. I can also go to the settings over here, manage messages. And this is going to give me a bunch of different messages over here. This here, messages, would be where any of the messages that are pending that people have submitted would come here, and I can then say whether or not those should be able to be posted or not. I can then come to members, and I can invite members from here. I can add members. I can then also come down to settings where I can go to moderation. And this is where I can moderate all messages to the group. This way I'm always going to be asked when these messages come in, and it says send them to the moderation queue and send notification to moderators. So I can either just immediately reject them, I can skip it, or I can have them come but do not send me notifications to my email. That way I can always go back in and check for those things. And I'm going to hit save, and that way those settings would all save.